What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It's Dan here from Cryonoir, and welcome to Book of the Dead for Unity. This is a game design sort of level, sort of template type thing, if you will. It's been around for a little while now, maybe a year or two, and it's done using the Quixel Megascan pack, which works quite nicely with Unity. Now, recently, Quixel have been doing a lot of promotion with Unreal. Presumably because they're getting some money from Epic in their ever continuing attempts to take over the entirety of the world. So they're currently favouring Unreal, but it does work perfectly fine in Unity, and this was a nice demo that they released about a year or so ago, just to kind of show you what you can do with Megascans in Unity. And I gotta say, it looks pretty goddamn good. So you get the full level that they've designed here, and you can see it's pretty chocker. Now, my computer is just about coping with it in the editor. Obviously, you get a bit of overhead with Unity itself. So obviously, if you export this to a final game, it would run considerably better. Now, I don't have a particularly weak source PC. I mean, it's not super top end, but I've got an i7 in it from maybe two generations ago, so it's 6-core hyper-threaded, and I've got an RTX 2070, so I've got a half decent graphics card in it as well, and it's still a little jank. It has to be said. So this is really pushing sort of this PC to its max to develop something like this. It'll run it perfectly fine when you don't have the Unity overhead and the ability to mess around with everything. But actually, just having it in Unity, it's a push, shall we say? But it looks chuffing amazing. And all of these assets you can just grab hold of and move around should you wish. And it comes with the full asset feature down here. So you've got all the different asset packs as well that you can grab hold of. I'm just what have we got? We've got features. So you've got all the terrain, vegetation, the foliage, and all that kind of stuff, which you can then just use and build a level with yourself. I'm pretty much think I'm going to be doing this over the next week or so, just because I love the Megascan stuff. It looks amazing, and also I'm debating whether or not to actually sign up and get a license for Megascan, just because their assets are just spectacular. They don't look as good as you might hope in the editor like this, but when you actually play the game and it's doing all of its whiz-bangery, with the anti-aliasing and all that kind of stuff, it looks an awful lot better. I do really, one of the things I do quite like is if you go up here on the left-hand side, you can select sort of one round of trees, and you can just turn them all off, and then it looks like a PlayStation 4 game. This is like early PlayStation 4, and then this is PC at the same time. yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so I just thought I would have a little bash around it and just see what sort of stuff we've got going on here. There's an awful lot of assets and things all in place, and you're going through the floor. But it really stands out when you actually just play it. It takes a little while to load up, but when it loads, it looks absolutely spectacular. Here we go. So you've got like full first-person movement, so you can move around the sort of level, just as you would do with anything else, any other game. Or actually, I think I'll get rid of the stats. So you can see I'm even getting 120 FPS. So it's very well optimized. It's just obviously actually having it in an editor itself just naturally comes with its own overhead. But once it's actually running, and that's all it's doing, it does look good. I'll get rid of the. I'll actually get rid of that, because we don't need that running now. So anyway, so yeah, if anyone that's actually seen the trailer, I think that's the bit where it goes up and there's like a little mini cutscene or whatever up there. But you can come down here. There's a lot to have a look at in here. Now, this looks spectacular. This looks as good as anything you're going to find on Unreal or any other game engine out there. If this came out as a game tomorrow, you can get really close to them. I mean, maybe they're a little grainy. Maybe that could be improved a little bit, but I'm wondering how much of that is resolution because I'm only running at 1080p. That tree looks fucking spectacular. That tree looks really good. Got a bit of a blur. I think they're putting some sort of FOV filter on it because when you look at it like that, you can see it's pin sharp. And then as you look up, it starts to blur out to it. So I think they've got some sort of, chromatic aberration, I think it's called, or something going on. So, which you could tweak, but you look at how you've got all of the grass moving. See, this was what I was trying to achieve with that other asset pack, but I think I just didn't optimize it particularly well, and it ended up killing the frame rate. But in this you can see it looks even better, and it's working spectacular. Now they haven't gone for the God rays. We do have sort of light shining through, which looks really, really good. They haven't gone for the kind of the volumetric lighting that you get in Unreal, so there is that. Oh, sorry, a bit of a stutter there. But yeah, I mean, you can see we do have sort of a God ray effect going on. Oh, tree. Like, yeah, you see, if this was an actual game rather than a tech demo, you wouldn't have that, where it's just that field of view is just unnecessary. Just do up and do. That's whoop. But other than that, and again, that's because they've used this as a cinematic trailer type thing rather than an actual playable game. You wouldn't do that for the game, but you would definitely do something like that for the cinematics. So there's a bit you can explore around here. We'll just get a bit of a chibi on because we can run. There we go. Let's have a look. So there's quite a bit of it. Look at the shadow work is really good as well. Like, wow. Okay. Like the light on them rocks just looks amazing. That looks really, really good. This is a seriously pretty level. Like, this is kind of it looks kind of like a very, very heavily modded Skyrim. Now I know Skyrim's a fairly old game, but once you start getting down the crazy mod routes, you can make it look absolutely spectacular. And this looks as good as anything that's on the market now. Absolutely anything. It's very. I should have turned the volume of the wind down now. So that's not coming through. But yeah, it looks. So I think I'm going to have a play around with some of these Megascan assets and see if I can't create something really cool for you over the next week or so. I am still doing another Unity tutorial. See, I think yeah. If you notice, the lights are like kind of swiveling around, which the light doesn't do that, and that is purely, again, that's a programmed thing there, because the idea, I think, is is your camera, because that's not how light behaves. So I'm setting off a trigger here or something to make the lights like pan like that as you go through it, and I think that was, yeah, again, that's part of the sort of cinematics of it. It looks a bit odd when you're running through it, but I imagine if you put like a really slow scroll on it, it probably starts to look a little bit better. Yeah, if you do that in sort of slow motion, and yeah, so that's what they've done with that. So yeah, it does look a little odd, but again, you have to bear in mind that this was designed to be a cinematic sort of not pre-rendered, but yeah, you see it's doing it again. So yeah, you can tell this is the natural light where it was set up, and then as you come through here, it readjusts where all the lighting is for the demo. So yeah, all in all, like, anyone that says that Unity can't do what Unreal does, with the exception of the volumetric lighting, which it doesn't have, or volumetric fog. So I know that Unity Unreal has done a couple of Megascan videos that have got that in it. It's got that light thing going on again. With the exception of that, and I think I have seen that added in by somebody else for a demo for another game. This is triple. Ooh, hey up, hey up. All right, okay. I don't remember this for the demo. That's fucking amazing. Oh. Like, I'm actually a little nervous. Is something going to happen? Oh. Oh, she's going to crash. Okay, no, no, there we go. We're back. Will it let us go in? Alright, well, let us go in there. Alright, so that's as far as you can go. Oh. We have a little few hitches and a few stutters here and there. But again, it is still actually running in the editor. This isn't exported, so I would assume once it was actually fully built, it would work a little bit better. So I mean, the quality on some of those could do to, are not quite as sharp as you would hope. I think part of that's a chromatic aberration thing going on as well. Because look, if you kind of, when you're looking around it, it sort of looks a little blurry, but when you bring it up and look at it, it's not. The quality of the assets are pretty good. I have seen better, but they're not terrible. So I think that's just to do with the sort of chromatic aberration and field of view and other things that they've added to the camera, other post processing. But yeah, this is pretty fucking special. I've got to say. I just want to keep wandering around and exploring it. Can we go down there? Can we go down there? No. I'm stuck on a log. Right, okay. See if we can't break this thing. And jump. Jump. Nope, super bunny hop not working. So yeah, all in all, I'd like to say this is. I just wanted to have a look at this and sort of show you all. I didn't have any ideas for what we were going to talk about today. Although there's a lot going on in the sort of in the game development space, what with E3 and all the controversy surrounding CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 27, I don't really want to give that any airtime because plenty of other people, better creators than me, have sort of gone in depth over it, and it's just, you know, a case of the legacy media trying to prevent their inevitable demise, and yeah, and also, you know, Anita Sarkeesian's gone bankrupt, which is fucking hilarious. But you know, other than that, I didn't really want to give it any airtime. I think it's had enough. You know, just like the few YouTubers that have talked about it, I think that's enough airtime for them. That's all it is, more than they deserve, really. So I thought I would actually look at something that was worth looking at, and I think I've just come from up there, down there, haven't I? Yeah. So yeah, I thought I would look at something that was actually worthwhile and worth looking at, and I think this definitely meets some criteria. Oh, the grass looks really good. Oh, Quick Souls, I think you're going to end up taking a lot of my money. I mean that yeah, that looks pretty fucking good. I mean, and the thing is, I'm only running this at 1080p as well. Like the scans, I think they go up to 8K. You know, so maybe 8K, bloody hell. Yeah, that looks really good. That looks really good. 8K resolution, so it'll run on the new Xbox. 120 frames a second at 8K, sure thing. With ray tracing, yes, certainly Microsoft. Anyway, I just thought we'd have a look at this, and it's yeah, I'm very impressed. Let's jump out of that because it does come with all the assets yourself. You can create additional scenes. Oh, we've got other scenes as well. Which one are we on now? Which scene are we on now? Is this the master scene? How do you find out what scene you're on? Let's have a look. So we've got the asset library. Let's have a look. Yeah, don't save any changes. I don't know what changes I've done, but right. So this is all the assets you get just with the. So you'd build your terrain up. Ooh, yeah. So you get quite a few assets for this, and this is free, by the way. This is free. There's you know, so you do get some really high quality assets with this. Indeedy do, indeedy do. You get some, and actually, yeah, these aren't the full. I don't think these are the full top draw Quixel assets, because again, this is a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I think they released this. Certainly a year and a half, certainly over a year ago, and these aren't 8K 8K textures. They're pretty good though. And you get all the trees and all that going. So you got those are the asset packs. Your audio zone. What's this? Forest environment master. What's this? Just have a look. Oh, this is nothing. What about this one? Does this crash? Oh, all right. So I think this is just what we were in. We're in the forest. See, yeah. All right. So yeah. So this is yeah. These are all different bakes of it. So presumably they've done this so that they can do the actual so that they can do the demo. Sample scene, no, nothing there. So master, I'm presuming, was the master. But yeah, anyway, all in all, I think this is I'm very, very impressed. So I hope you are too. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video, if you made it all the way to the end, and I will see you very soon. See you later. Bye-bye.